Chelsea paying £40 million, probably a little bit more than Chelsea wanted to pay, a little bit less than United wanted. He's been having his medical today, and we're just waiting for official confirmation that he is now a Chelsea player.
So, Chelsea for Garnacho, can you see them doing any more, ins or outs?
Well, I think they're still in talks to sign a goalkeeper. The goalkeeper from Royal Antwerp, they're in talks to bring him in. I still think they need more. When you look at the way they've been performing, OK, they've totally changed their front line, but I still think they need, to look at the goalkeeping situation. Midfield as well doesn't look exactly right, but time's running out.
And what about Chelsea? Ins and outs there, potentially. You mentioned Garnacho. Do you think they can bring anyone else in, or
Chelsea?
On sales?
Chelsea are always spinning plates. They're always trading players. Players are coming, players are going. I think there'll be more players coming in, more players going out. And they're in talks to take Buonanotte from Brighton. Interesting deal for Chelsea to be taking a player on loan from Brighton, and Brighton saying this is just a loan, no option, no obligation. We're just sending him to Chelsea because he can't get into our side, but we think he'll get more game time at Chelsea. But I think obviously Chelsea missed out on Xavi Simons. They think financially this deal makes sense, and there's question marks over Cole Palmer's injury at the moment. So they do need another attacking midfielder, although when you look at their squad, Enzo Maresca has got plenty of other options as well.
Sky Carve says Chelsea loves spinning plates. Are Chelsea an agent's dream at the moment?
In short, yes. Because Chelsea are always doing deals. There are some clubs that don't do as many deals, and they spend a bit more time deciding on whether or not they're going to take a player. But Chelsea, wow. I mean, Chelsea pay well. They spend big. But to be fair to Chelsea, they do sell players as well. It's not like they're just bringing players in. You can say it's a bit of a spinning door, but they are very clever in the way in which they bring players in, put them on long contracts, and then just decide to sell them. So as long as you're making money on players, the ins and outs make sense. But you're talking about Man United. The problem Man United have got is that a lot of the names you mentioned, they're selling them for less than what they got them for. And you can't keep doing that. So as long as Chelsea bring in players and then... You see, clubs bring in players, they play them, they might like them, they might not like them. But if you bring them in, you've got to make sure that you accrue a profit on them. Otherwise, you're going to have problems.
Just very quickly, when they were offering, and they still do, the players these long contracts,
yeah,
I think a lot of people were pretty sceptical, but overall it seems to be working. If you're the representative of a player who's going to go to Chelsea and they're offering a 7, 8, 9 year contract, is that something that you think, yes, jump at it, or do you say, actually, I want to weigh up my options closer to the time that I sign, so maybe 3 or 4 years down the line, rather than being tied down to something that's 7 or 8 years?
I spoke earlier about money agents. To a money agent, Chelsea is the golden land. Chelsea is Barbados sitting on the west coast with a martini. Because if Chelsea are going to give a player a 9-year contract, an agent can say, I want 5 or 10% of that guaranteed contract and I want it paid like this. So, yeah, Chelsea is
Chelsea didn't close the deal with Leipzig despite being in advanced talks for weeks, and Tottenham went very big on this one. The player signed his contract this morning, completed his medical. 5-year deal, 2-year option, and so Xavi Simons, new Tottenham player, 60 million euros fixed fee, and deal done. Who are Chelsea signing now? Well, we had many reports, many different stories on Chelsea. On Fermin Lopez, I received tons of questions from Chelsea fans. But guys, I keep telling you, it's 3-4 days. We had many stories, talks, beats, this and that. Chelsea are interested. They like the player. Chelsea spoke to the agents. Stop. That's it. That's what I'm told that happened since 3-4 days ago when all these rumors started on Fermin Lopez. At the moment, a very quiet situation around Fermin. Nothing really imminent with Chelsea, as far as I'm aware. So I've never been told that Fermin was the alternative to Xavi Simons. I did a video last night telling you the world doesn't end at Xavi Simons and Fermin Lopez. And now we have, guys, here we go, almost imminent for Chelsea, because Chelsea are closing in on a deal to sign Facundo Buonanotte from Brighton. The agreement is very close between the two clubs. Let me clarify. First step, Buonanotte was never a deal for Strasbourg. I saw some reports and some of you saying, we were signing the player for Strasbourg. Not true. From what I'm hearing, the deal for Facundo Buonanotte to Chelsea has always been for Facu to go to Chelsea, never in consideration to go to Strasbourg. Also because the player had the possibility to go to Borussia Dortmund, to go to Roma, to go to Leeds, several possibilities. He was never going to join, with all respect, Strasbourg. So Chelsea entered the race very strong. It's going to be an initial loan. Now they are discussing the terms of the future buy for Facundo Buonanotte. The player has already agreed personal terms with Chelsea, and so Chelsea going very big for Facu Buonanotte, trying to close this deal as soon as possible, convinced about the quality of the player. And so at the moment, for Fermin Lopez, guys, I'm not aware of conversations ongoing. I'm not aware of discussions ongoing with at this stage with Chelsea in terms of negotiations club to club, in terms of bids, but I'm aware of Chelsea closing in on this deal for Facundo Buonanotte. A big exclusive story from this afternoon out of nowhere, reports coming, and we had this opportunity to break the story on Facundo Buonanotte and Chelsea. Garnacho is in London. Garnacho completed the first part of his medical. Now time to sign his contract, a 7-year deal at Chelsea for Alejandro Garnacho, £40 million plus 10% sell-on clause to Manchester United, so everything is agreed. Meanwhile, Manchester United continue to work also on the exit of other players, including Antony, with strong interest from Betis, so working on several topics, working on several things, but for sure this is a concrete story regarding the situation of also Manchester United outgoings with Antony and Betis, and with the situation of Alejandro Garnacho becoming today